People don't even know who they messing with for real. They don't know they messing with a big dog, one of God's chosen, the protected, super protected by the divine. They don't know when they're playing games with you, when they're talking behind your back and doing this and doing that, things that just don't make sense, unjustifiable things. They don't know who they're messing with. That's sad, first of all. Good luck to them, right? Because you know who you are, and you don't even have to raise your voice. You don't got to get your lick back or nothing. And it's just real sad because you always come like very humble. You come very, very nice to people. And you really hope that people treat you right for their sake. Not that you need them. You don't need their validation. You don't need their love and support. But you see people and you're kind to them and you want to show your love and support and you're genuine. And sometimes they're genuine back. Sometimes, they're like kind back in the beginning. But then their true colors start to show. And then it's like, you're like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, I'll let it slide this time. But like, you do know that if you continue to make these choices or speak negatively against me, you got another thing coming. And it's not going to come from me. And I'm not going to say it's going to be worse than what I could do. And this is what you're saying, right? But you just know, like, it's going to hurt you where it's really going to hurt. And it ain't going to have nothing to do with me. And I'm going to be sitting over here looking pretty still, divine feminine, divine masculine, whoever, on your throne, like, minding your business. And it's kind of like a energetic I told you so. But you don't even it don't even come out of your mouth like, hey, don't mess with me. You don't even got to say that. I think people know not to, but for some reason they want to test their luck. That's interesting, right? It's like they know that you are untouchable almost. And I guess that's kind of why they want to touch and mess and pick and prod. And they're going to see what you're going to do. It's like, baby, no, I'm not going to do nothing. And I don't want to see bad things happen to anybody. And do we really believe in karma? Whatever. But what I do know is I'll get my justice, even if it ain't got nothing to do with them. Even if nothing bad happens to them, or they don't get, an understanding, or they don't get their edges snatched, I'm gonna be good. I'll get more blessing for the pain, for the turmoil you cause me in one way or another. And you allow that to naturally happen. And first of all, kudos. It is not always easy to stay in this energy. I know sometimes it sounds good to say, oh, I'm unbothered. Like, oh no, it's fine. It's whatever. I know I'm protected. Because in real life, you really got some choice words for some people. In real life, you want to, lay a few hands, say a few words. And some of you might do that. But also, you pull it back. You say, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. You quickly remember, first of all, I don't even think y'all can get away with doing anything harmful to anybody else. You can't even get your lick back for real, because then you going to get got so quick. Your edge is going to be snatched. So you already know better than that. But I just say all this to say, like, I'm proud of you for, like, doing what you do and being who you are, and, stepping into the room with kindness and generosity and truly being like a shoulder for people to lean on. And it takes a lot of courage and guts to continue to show up that way when people are continuously proving you wrong. People are continuously showing you why you shouldn't be kind, why you shouldn't be helpful, why you shouldn't be generous. But you decide that you want to show up generous anyway, and you'll take all that pain and all that betrayal, because one way or another, they'll get theirs and you'll get yours. And everything's fair. I think. I'm just saying, though, it does take a lot to stay focused on the joy and the joy you bring, and like the light you bring with your smile, even in the midst of people who are jealous, who try to tear your name down. And then that can feel like being fake, right? And that's a good point. But I think still that's better to stay positive and in good spirits than to let those negative energies take over your body, and then for you to take it upon yourself to get revenge. Like, we're not doing that. So you don't get your revenge. You let your spirit team, God, the universe, figure all that out. Deal with people how they need to be dealt with, and it's not your business, not your problem. And you keep moving forward with kindness and patience and peace and gentleness. What is that? The fruits of the spirit? Okay, you got the fruits of the spirit: love, joy, self-control, kindness, peace, patience, goodness. What's the other ones, y'all? Put your favorite fruit of the spirit, or your least favorite, whichever one, down in the comment section. Some of us still need to work on some of our fruits of the spirit, but regardless, you've done a really good job. And people don't know who they messing with. I need to go back to that, because it's like, y'all, are you sure that's what you want to do? Are you sure? Like, they're not even gonna see it coming, because you're still in the energy of like, hi, shaking hands, still hugging. Well, maybe not, but like, they won't never really know that they're in trouble. You in danger, girl. They won't really peep it, because your energy doesn't change that drastically, and so they really don't know what's coming, and that almost makes them play with you more, which is interesting, because they think they got away with something, but it's like you peeped it the whole time, but you're just not going to really let it affect you. Then that they all confused about what's going on. Why is their life crumbling? And they think you did put a spell on them or something. I don't even believe in none of that, for real. But it's like, no, child, I ain't have to do nothing, baby. I ain't have to do nothing. It just is what it is. I tried to tell you shouldn't. I try to warn you with my energy that you probably should, actually be on my side and treat me right. But I guess you didn't want to do that. So, like, that's okay. That's okay. Like, I know who I am and whose I am. Ooh, I know who I am and whose I am. Say that one more time. I know who I am. Put that down in the comments. I know who I am and whose I am. And if people want to play, let's play.